our minds, false evidence appearing real. We made it real in our minds. That's why Churchill said there's nothing to fear but fear itself. That's the destructive monster. So turn off things that can contribute to your fear. Turn a deaf ear to people that all they can do is talk about how negative things are because they have bought into the consciousness of the world. Start attending workshops, seminars, listening to tapes on a daily basis to begin to recondition your mind, to retrain your thinking. Faith comes by what? Hearing and hearing and hearing. Listen to things that can empower you, that can enable you to create a new reality for yourself and a new life for yourself. You might appear to be strange around most people. You know, most people think you're strange if you're happy today. People say, how you doing? I said, better than good. Whoa, what's wrong with him? Just go around smiling and watch people. Look at this. This is a weird guy over here. Because most people don't smile. Watch them. Look at their faces in the morning. Here we go, another Monday morning. How you doing? Haven't had my coffee yet. Don't ask me. See, these people have not found their purpose in life. That's why they're grumpy. That's why they're miserable. That's why they're so negative. They're hurting and they want to hurt other people. So start practicing using programs for your mind. Seminars, books, workshops. Keep a journal. Record your thoughts. What's happening with you? Every day when you get up, have a journal near you. I use a Jack Boland journal so that I can write down my ideas. I keep it by my bed so I can write down my thoughts. See, ladies and gentlemen, we get 3 to 4 thoughts a year that if we would act on those thoughts, they could change our life. When you don't have a true appreciation and acceptance for who you are, and you allow yourself to be immobilized by fear, what happens in the process is that you begin to abuse yourself. You begin to sabotage your life. You begin to sabotage your dreams. You begin to unconsciously work against yourself. You become your enemy. So what do you do about that? Well, you begin to realize that your dream and your gifts have so much meaning and so much value for you till your hunger for them will begin to push you past the fear. Your hunger to have them will give you a special drive. As you work on yourself, as you begin to acknowledge your true identity, the true power that you have, the true capacity you have to bring about change, the miracle that you have within yourself to do the things that you want to do. When you come on, I'm reminded of a man who, this gentleman was doing a special study of a special tribe in Africa, headhunters. And he had difficulty in developing a relationship with these tribesmen because of the fact that he had fear. He had fear they would take his head. So he worked there for a long time with no effort, no progress in developing a relationship and rapport.
Churchill said, what is the fear above fear?
So finally one night while he was in bed, he was thinking about it. I said, what is it that you came here to do? What is your life work as a missionary? He said, I wanted to study these tribesmen. I said, what's the worst thing that they can do to you?
Hey, fuck my name,
He just decided, hey, this is what I came here to do. I know that there's some risk involved, and I'm going to do it, come what may.
Good morning.
He said, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. He went back the next day, and he started doing the work and trying to talk to and interview many of the members of this tribe. And they began to respond to him. They threw out the welcome mat to him. And years later, when people came to see what his progress was, they asked him, how were you able to do this? How did you convert the relationship from being hostile to that of being positive? And he said something I think has value for all of us. He said, when life can no longer threaten you with death, he said, what else is there? And the majority of the fears that we have are not life or death fears. They're not those kind of fears. But through our imagination, we blow them out of proportion and we give them more power than they actually have or deserve, and we permit them to govern our lives. We permit them to determine how far we can stretch out on our dreams and discovering our stuff. And as we begin to look at ourselves and begin to wait a minute, just getting to the point as you assess yourself and begin to prove yourself and just say, wait, hold a minute. I've been sweating this out. What's the worst thing that can happen to me on this?
You can do it.
Will it kill me? Will I die? Why am I going through all of these changes over this?
You won't know about it.
How much power does this really have?
Yeah.
And am I the one that...
Can you do me a favour, Mousy? There's a fella called Straight Out Middlesbrough. He needs one more sub, guys, to have 50 subs. Straight Out Middlesbrough, Jamesy. If you're not sub to Matty's channel, Straight Out Manny. Listen, and I'll tell you, I fucking told you this would work, didn't I? I told you eventually I'm going to put a few channels together, and I've been doing it for nearly 2 years, and they've been growing and growing and growing like genital warts. They don't go, they just grow. They just grow, you know. I know. But anyway, I thought my phone was broke this morning, so I had to come up and ask Lise to fix it, because I can't do anything on my own.
We allow ourselves to be fed and to be programmed
And shit, I'm
to
fixing
being afraid.
stuff.
I mean, you watch the news and read the newspaper, you'll be scared to come out the house. Am I right? You'll be afraid. So what kinds of things, what kinds of thoughts are you feeding your consciousness? What kind of things are you putting in your mind that will enable you to either move forward or to justify why you're staying where you are? I used to be a door-to-door salesman. I had X number of TVs. I had a minimum amount that I knew I had to sell every day in order to provide for my mother, who was ill at the time, who had lost her job at the M&M cafeteria because of arthritis. And I said, I'm going to go door to door, and sometimes I would not come home until 1 o'clock at night.
Help us, mommy.
For closing. What do you want? Would you like to buy a nice working month's television set, no money down? No. What about an Emerson TV? No. Thank you very much. Do you know anybody else that would be interested? No. Thank you very kindly. Knock on another. Hello. Would you like to buy a nice working television set, no money down? No. Get away from our door. Thank you very kindly.
Good morning, Pablo.
Yeah, my cousin, he lives 2 doors down. Thank you very kindly. I tell him you sent me. When I heard your cousin told me that you wanted to buy a television set, told me to come here and talk to you, we got a special discount for you. Yes, come in, I'm interested. I would just keep right on. I would not go home until I did it. It's an interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, that when we put ourselves in a situation,
shout out to Pablo.
We say we're going to do it.
Dr. Ant.
It puts you in another zone.
I'm just up at the minute. I'll just go
here. The
here.
universe responds to you. When you have that kind of consciousness, see, the universe responds to the man or
anytime I need anything fixing, Lisa fixes it.
Because that is your commitment. That business that you want.
I'm
that book you want to
fucking
write.
useless at
that dream
fixing
that you
stuff.
have.
Lisa fixes all my shit.
Destiny. That is yours. That power to create that and to manifest that, that is yours. That's available to you. But you've got to be willing to stand there and face disappointment, not have support.
You know me,
be
Pablo.
lonely. Doubt yourself sometimes.
No
be
man is an island, as they say.
Become bankrupt if necessary, again and again and again, and refuse to turn around until life gives it up. Nothing can resist a person that has that kind of commitment. The people that have made a difference.
My little brother, he's in the airport now waiting to go. I will indeed, Pablo. Alex is on his way to Turkey.
He spoke it. That was a commitment, and people shared that vision. People bought into that. We've had all kind of examples in history where people have made declarations, who have committed their lives to bring about a difference. There are people who are taking a stand today against hunger. I guarantee you it will be a part of our past at some point in time. Someone took a stand against polio. No longer plagues us as it once did. Because someone, it is my commitment to eradicate it from the face of the earth. Someone made the commitment. The reason that we're here and enjoying the democracy that we have, someone made a commitment that whatever is
Alex.
If it means that I die, I remember Paul Robeson, here I stand for, I can do no other. And that's how you must be. Commitment means standing up for your life. It It means honoring yourself. It means beginning to say and to see and recognize your alignment and oneness with the universe, and that you are a channel for life to express through. And we short-circuit it with anger. We short-circuit it with fear. We short-circuit it with envy.
Hey, Churchill said it about fear. What's not to fear?
Or giving up easily. Why? We say, oh, it's too hard, it's too hard. We don't challenge ourselves.
Shout out to Arsenal, mate. Well done, congratulations.
Human spirit, you can't destroy it.
You deserve it.
But you can't.
Arteta got a spot on this year. I have to give it to Arsenal in all fairness, you know what I mean? Congratulations to you, bro. Yous are worthy winners. I'll be honest with you, right? I'm just hoping. He's gone for a week. I'm just hoping Tottenham don't get relegated. Someone asked me last week, who would I rather see get relegated, West Ham or Tottenham? And I'll be honest with you, I'd sooner go for West Ham. I don't want to see Tottenham get relegated.
I was reading Man's Search for Meaning.
You know, especially for Pablo's sake.
What a powerful book. I'm reading it now for the 7th time. And he gives so many graphic examples of the power of the human spirit. And so what?
There's about 20 of them going, you know. Even this morning, they all got picked up, in these vans, Pablo, right? And they have a big projector in the van. They have everything you want. Bro, I'm not luxury motors. Anton. Regardless whether it be limousines, Hummers, whatever way to travel. You know, but I'm hoping that Tottenham don't get relegated. I was kind of hoping Leeds went, in all fairness, but I have another friend who's a Leeds fan. But there's 22 of them going. My little brother wasn't going to go. If he had a pain, he said to me, he said, bro, only for, like, this holiday was a present. You know what I mean? Like, if he had a paying out of his own money, Pablo, he said he wouldn't have gone. He'd have taken the L. He said he'd have losing the 680 quid. And then the £80 insurance to go on top of that. So it's about 680. About nearly 760 quid altogether. You know, listen, I'm just like listening to motivational things, you know. Right, so here we go. Now. Well, I'm just glad United have a Champions League place. He's in nursery. Lisa's going to get him.
Say what you can do.
I want you and do what you say.
If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over-leverage yourself. Don't over-leverage the decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it, find out. Come out the other side.
I set myself a target, Pablo. You're me witness.
If I just put it, that keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night.
I set myself a target on this channel, 5,000 videos and 5,000 subscribers. Pablo, I'm that close away. I've already made 8,000 videos. Never mind 5,000. I've added an extra 3 to it. I'll make 10,000 videos and I'll hit about 8,000 subs, and then I'll be done.
When you half-ass something, you just don't know whether you failed or succeeded, got what you want or didn't get what you want. Finding out and looking and getting in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it, I went all the way, I found out, and that ain't for me. Or I found out, and you damn right that is for me. That's a great place to get to. I think part of the challenges in life is a lot of us are running around half-assing ourselves. Half-fooling ourselves, not full of ourselves, not studying ourselves enough, not holding ourselves to task enough, not patting our own self on the back when we do get what we want enough, not cracking our own whip on our backside when we do get out of line even though we knew better. I wish we were more full of ourselves that way. someone said this to me before. Matthew, you're so full of yourself. And without thinking, I was like, well, who else am I supposed to be full of?
That's a good line.
And I stopped after. I was like, that's exactly what I meant. And I went and wrote that down. I wish more people were more full of themselves. I think we should take some time to be able to look in the mirror and own that thing that we pulled off.
Do you think Xabi Alonso can challenge kids?
Good job.
Like Man
That's what you
United,
wanted.
Arsenal,
That's what you
Chelsea?
got.
Why not?
At the same time,
He
being
played
able
at the highest
as we
level
do
for
more often,
Liverpool.
look in the mirror.
You know,
When we fail, we go,
he was part of a great Liverpool team that come back against Galatasaray.
give others and yourself more credit. Happiness, you can't guarantee it, but there is a science to satisfaction. There you can look at habits that engineered less pain in your
Amen.
life. Maybe more pleasure, but at
Amen.
least less pain. And that's a win.
All day.
So much easier to be supportive and gentle of other people
Yeah.
than of ourselves. You know, you will happily bestow this sort of gentle, reassuring pat on the shoulder when somebody succeeds or falls short when they tried their best. Yet, given the fact that you tried your best, you give yourself a kick on the way out of the door and a harsh word to follow you.
Yep, because I got myself in the pickle. Because things didn't go how I wanted it to go or how I believed it could go. Life's the ironic tragedy. Life is pain. I'm the reason that I stepped in, which is also an asset. Even if someone go, why are you giving yourself so much credit for screwing that up? We're gonna make mistakes. You gotta own them. Then you gotta make amends. And then you gotta move on. Guilt and regret kills many a man before their time. So turn the page, get off the ride. You are the author of the book of your life.
Pablo,
There are habits that I notice of things I take care of in my life, health-wise, faith-wise, father-wise, husband-wise. If I'm doing that consistently, there's less valleys.
The ironic tragedy is that life has to be lived forward but only makes sense in reverse.
But when you look back, we can all connect every single dot. It's mathematical, scientific how we got to this table right here. It's all connected if we go back and look at it. And there's a whole lot of, I thought that was the end. Well, it was the end, but it was the beginning of this thing. What you're leaning into is that mystery going forward, right? That ironic tragedy that you have something to push off the, well, I don't know what I do want, but I do know I don't want that. You have leverage.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's there. You know, we always say, well, who are you? Figure out who you are. And we ask, I tried to ask my kids that now. Well, I want you to know who you are. It talks about who we are, man. What we create ourselves to be, and that gives me a little, oh, that's relaxing. But it's so much easier to figure out who you're not.
she's good.
And if you start eliminating the who I'm not, by sheer mathematics, you end up
Moving towards.
more of what feeds you and who you are. And it's a hell of a lot easier thing to go, how can I get rid of some bullshit in my life than it is to go, well, how do I go to my true self?
Do I want to press the accelerator more quickly, or do I want to take my foot off the fucking brake?
Sometimes the hard work and the endurance and the elbow grease, the work harder we were talking about, that hustle is not the way out. Sometimes it's I need to back up,
I'm
laugh,
hard
have a
work.
sip of my favorite whatever, and dance my way through the raindrops out of this sunburst. And even looking at
I come up to see me son. Lisa's going to get him his big years. You know, I love having him at the weekends. You know, like I said, I never thought like that being a father in my 50s would be a lot harder than being a daddy when I was 19. You know, I've got 4 kids. I'm very lucky. I have 3 baby mothers that all get along with each other, you know, because they all know, listen here, it's the best way, it's the easy way, and it's the only way. You know, it's special. I'll be honest with you, it's very special because in Dublin, I'll be honest with you, if you had 3 baby mothers, there is not a fucking chance they're all gonna sit in the same room together. Never mind 3 of them, not even 2 of them are sitting in the room together. But do y'all know the way I am? And it's like I'm very family orientated, and it's like it's a beautiful thing, you know. Sorry about that. You didn't hear what I was saying. I didn't even know I was on mute. Nah, listen, I'm hard work. I'm not easy to deal with. Do you understand? I've a lot of trauma, and any of my partners that I've ever been with, obviously they know a bit about my personal life, you know, because I've told them, you know. But the way I see it is, it's like your mental health can affect other people's. You don't even notice it sometimes, but when I was a kid, my father, he'd come in at night, pissed as a fart, start a row with me ma, and wake me up. In the middle of the night, I'd hear me ma screaming, so I'd go out to try defend her, and I'd get a smack. And I always said, if I ever started arguing in front of my kids, that'd be it. I'd have to leave. You know, at the end of the day, some people might not like the way I handle things, but at the end of the day, there's no way. I'm not arguing in front of my children, and I haven't got the once I trigger, it's very hard to, you understand, and it's like can be a volatile situation, and I don't want Lisa to have to deal with the shit that I'm dealing with, you know, because she doesn't understand it, you know, but I do. And it's like I'd sooner us get on the way we do now, being separated, rather than at each other's fucking necks all the time. You know, I mean, a lot has happened in 4 years, you know, I mean, it's like, I'll be honest with you, I don't even recognise myself sometimes. You know, I try to change so hard, you know, because there's a little bowsy from a housey, you know, in Dublin, Cherry Orchard, Ballyfermot. And I made a hell of a lot of mistakes, you know what I mean? Like, I could have done things a lot different, but it's brought me to a crossroads, you know, in my life where I'm like, here, so certain things need to happen. In order for this to work, I have to trust my instincts. I'd sooner be away from my family for a year than be away from them forever. Do you understand? I know this is the only way it's gonna work. It's like I have to go into rehab. And because of my choices, it's like I put myself here. I put myself here, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Shut your face, you. Get on my live, you fairy. You know me. You picked the wrong time, believe me. Try me.
Things that are bad and going. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Try me.
I think one of the themes of your worldview that I've become familiar with is alchemizing bad times into good ones. A reminder that things that seem bad can end up being good. How can people, or how do you have more of that perspective during a hard time?
At Avis Car Rental, we believe.
Thanks for the compliment, mate. I appreciate it. Now, somebody give that guy a sub. You know, how respectful is that?
Start off intellectual.
Shout out to you, Stormtrooper.
I know I probably should believe in, but don't believe in it. And
bro, you're not wrong. I am an elderly gentleman, and I appreciate you acknowledging the fact. How are you, Graham? Graham, It's the same Spencer McDermott from Cherry Orchard. He was going to change one bit of his channel, obviously. You know what I mean? He comes off the avenue the same as me.
Convince myself.
You probably know all his family. You're thinking of the McDermotts from the bottom of Ballyfermot. They're the same McDermotts, the same family.
What the hell's that mean? Even if it's true, in the moment you're like, "What are you talking about, man? I'm in the debit section. I'm in a warning section. This sucks." I think that how much I'm conscious of it or not, my undeniable optimism and faith that this isn't all it is. And if it is, oh, so what? That's okay. Well, then really, so what? You know what I mean? What's the big deal? It minimizes. I seem to have a tendency not to make a bigger deal out of things that.
So there's a few channels that are a couple of subs away from being able to go live. Jamie needs 1 sub. He's on 49. Straight out of Middlesbrough. If you're not sub to his channel, listen, I'll put them all in the link. Straight out of Scunthorpe, Glenn's channel. Straight out of Middlesbrough. Sorry, straight out of Edinburgh. You know, straight out of Finglas. Straight out of Coolock. Straight out of Ballymoon. It's like straight out, did I say Finglas? But loads of people are changing their channel, and believe me, right, if you have a normal name channel and you change your channel, let's say you're from Balbriggan, and you change your channel to Straight Out Balbriggan, in 2 weeks, if you haven't got at least double the amount of subs you're on, then change your name back. You know what I mean? What have you got to lose? You know, that's the way I see it. And anyway, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose?
International vibes.
Well done, Arsenal. Congratulations to Arsenal, by the way. I'd like to say well done to Liverpool Football Club for fucking it up. I'd like to congratulate the Scousers for being champions last year. And now we've moved to a different season, which Arsenal are champions. So, congratulations to Arsenal. Hey, shine that trophy. We're coming for the next season. Shine it. You're entitled to that, mate. You know. Now here, there's no need to be rude. Okay. There's no
Let me
need
ask
to
you
be
something.
rude.
How many times have you let someone else's words ruin your day? How many times have you allowed another person's negativity to steal your joy? How many times have you gone to bed angry, replaying the same situation over and over in your mind, wishing you had said something different, wishing they had treated you better? Let me tell you something. Your peace is yours. Your happiness is yours. And no one has the right to take that away from you. But here's the truth. People will test you. They will disrespect you. They will push your buttons. That's life. You can't control what they do.
Who do I support?
You can't control what you allow to bother you.
Who do I support?
So today, I'm going to show you how to walk through life untouchable, how to move with so much strength,
which
so
one?
much peace that no one can break you down. Most people go through life believing that emotions just happen to them, like the weather. Unpredictable, uncontrollable, and inevitable. But the truth is, emotions are not storms that hit you out of nowhere. They are responses, and responses can be controlled. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how two people can go through the same situation and react completely differently? Someone cuts you off in traffic and one person might explode with rage while another person simply keeps driving unfazed. The difference isn't in the event, it's in the person. And that difference is control. The moment you realize that you are in charge of how you feel, you reclaim a level of power that most people never experience. You stop being a puppet to situations and you start becoming the master of your own mind. When someone says something disrespectful to you, your first instinct might be to snap back, to defend yourself, to show them they can't talk to you that way. But let's stop for a second. What do you gain from that reaction? What do you truly win? In most cases, reacting emotionally only gives them exactly what they want. Your energy, your focus, your peace. The person who upset you walks away knowing they had the power to control your mood. They got under your skin, and now you're carrying around that anger while they move on with their day. Is that the kind of control you want to hand over to someone else? Because every time you react with anger, that's exactly what you're doing. You're putting your emotions in someone else's hands. That's not strength. That's not power. That's weakness in disguise. True strength is in restraint. It's in knowing that just because someone tries to provoke you doesn't mean you have to take the bait. Imagine someone standing in front of you trying to push your buttons. They're insulting you, questioning you, provoking you, waiting for that moment when you explode. Now imagine looking them in the eye and not reacting. Imagine smiling, nodding, and walking away. Do you know how powerful that is? Do you know how frustrating it is for someone who thrives on drama to see you refuse to engage? It's like a fire that has no fuel, it burns out instantly.
Bro,
This is what
listen.
self-control looks like. This is what power feels like.
I'm a Man United fan. If you come in my live and rip me a new arsehole when it comes to Man United, you're allowed that. You know, when it comes to football, I'm a football fan. And I like a bit of banter, you know. The only way I'll remove you, bro, if you're proper disrespectful to me, you know, or anybody in me life. And if you're not sub to straight out Matty, can you do so? Bro, you go fishing, don't you? I'll meet you sometime if you want. We'll go fishing. Okay. You know, sometimes people come in here and I say to myself, listen here, I'm not being hostile. You know, but if I need to stick the defense mode on, we can do that real sharp. But anyway, I'm not in here to argue with anybody. You know, when it comes to football, if you want to give me loads of stick, you're welcome. You know, I'm a big boy. I can take a little bit of banter.
Manchester and Leeds. And all you need to do is fill out the form on our website and fast track your application. And we'll
Okay,
give you your
very
own personal
nice.
university advisor who helps you through the process from start to finish. These courses are fully flexible with class.
What builds strength?
Listen.
What builds character?
Listen.
What builds fortitude?
Do something.
It is the fall.
Learn something.
It is the process of going through the darkness and reaching the light. It is literally at the darkest moment when it dawns. Life will knock you between the eyes. It will catch you on the blind side, come out of nowhere, stuff you can't anticipate. That will knock the wind out of you. You want to give up.
This is what I found in my life. At my lowest moment, the enemy's louder. You're not gonna make it. This is not gonna happen.
That mind will say, why bother? Why go through all this? This is too hard. No, throw in the towel. It's not worth it.
And the word would tell us if we're under something, like under pressure or undervalued, under different areas in life that are making us uncomfortable and it feels isolated and dark.
I'm up
That's
seeing
the
me
place that
son.
you should stop.
I come up to see me son and to get me phone fixed. I did something, I put me settings on a mad setting and I don't know what happened to me phone, so. Nah, bro, listen, all this is getting taken down and it's getting put into storage. I don't need it anymore. Bro, listen to me, yeah? I'm not easy to live with. Do you understand? And I'm going through one of the biggest decisions and one of the biggest changes I'll ever go through. And I'll be honest with you, I'm afraid. You know, I'm fucking, mate, afraid doesn't even do it justice. But I have to be in a certain mind space. I can't be arguing with me kids' ma's and all that nonsense, you know what I mean? And I'm trying, it's all about damage control, collateral damage. Like, you know, you get people on YouTube who act like a bowsy and call people names and act like a tough guy and all that shit. Listen, I know better than that, to act like that. You know, I wasn't raised that way. You know, well, even though I was, in a way, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like some of us, you know, we at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be a role model to my kids. You know what I mean, bro? I have to act a certain way. You know what I mean? I'm made a certain way. I'm not made of fucking stone, you know, and I believe in helping people. And there's loads of people on here that try hinder your progress, you know, like you get loads of people on here that say they'll do something and they won't fucking do it. You know what I want right now? Oh, bro, it's too early in the morning. Listen, bro, what's up with being gay anyway? What's wrong with being gay? I am not a gay. I've got one thing to say. Here, how can you say I'm gay when I've got 3 baby mothers? Does that sound like I take it up the shih tzu? Do you understand? Shout out to the LGBT community. You know, there's another thing. You can't even be gay anymore. You know, hey, we're not gonna have none of that. No chance here. You can't be calling me a batty boy unless you've been there. Listen. There's no need to be rude, you know. Here, how about do something? Help some fucker. You know, I do this for free, motherfucker. I don't get paid for this shit. You know, and I definitely don't get paid to take shit off somebody. No way. I'm a big supporter of the LGBT community, you know. A lot of gay people fucking take their life because they can't be gay. You know, I believe you're born gay. You know, and if you like boys, you like boys. If you like girls, if you like girls. If you like both, good on you. You know, but because I live in Manchester, listen, we have a gay village in this city, yeah. It's like I was homophobic before. When I moved to Manchester, I was proper homophobic and racist. But English people helped me. Black people helped me. Gay people helped me. How about that? You know, so I'm a big fan of black, gay, and anybody who helps me. I don't care where you're from, what colour you are, or religion. It doesn't bother me. You know, it does not bother me, you know. Birmingham. Shout out to all the man them in Brum. 0121 all day long. Fuck Big Stacks, he's a big fairy. Any man who openly admits to having group wanks has to be gay. You know what I mean? Hardest man in Britain, would you fucking pipe down? Hardest man, me bollocks. Fight a savage like Darren Till. And if you beat him, then I'd say, yeah, Darren Till would kill you in a fight. Wagwan to Top G. Shout out to Conor McGregor, he's found Jesus, bro, you are right. Me, listen, right, I'll be honest with you, right. I wouldn't fight Darren Till because he'd kill me, but I wouldn't be afraid of Big Stacks. You know, like I'd fight him any day. You know, he's a big lad, and if he hits you once or twice, you're sleeping. But I'll be honest with you, you see Darren Till, I wouldn't fight Darren Till, no way. And Danny Christie, he'll beat Danny Christie, I like Danny. But Darren Till wins that fight. See, Scousers, they do get knocked out. Here, what happened with Jorge Masvidal? He knocked Darren Till clean out. But listen, and I'll tell you, see Darren Till, them Scousers are tough. Do you understand? I'm telling you now. That's why I like the Scousers, because they're tough. You know. Every fucking prison you go, you'll find a tough Scouser in there. You know. The Scousers and the Muslim lads run everything. He's fighting that Arms Corleone. I'll be honest with you, bro, right? I like Big Stacks, and he's on fire at the minute. He's everywhere. You know, he said he's not going to stop until he gets Bonnie Blue bagged. He said he's going straight to the top. Well, bro, I already know this. Dun, 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 dun. It's called Petrol Station. Bro, I'm not clued up on flavours, but it says Petrol Station, look. Now, there's not much of it left. I've only about that much of it left. I've never smoked it before. Petrol Station. That's the name of one of them. Biscotti. Biscotti. Is that right? Biscotti. And then that one is called Sherbet. It's empty. There's nothing in it. But cigarette dims, it's empty. I don't know anything about names. As long as it's not Stardog and it's a flavour, I like it. You know what I mean? I'm not a weed expert. But Finn is more clued up on the names, and Aaron, Aztec Media. Them pair of bowsies and FYM. They know their shit. I'm not. Even though I'm listen, I'll be honest with you, I tried to give up weed the other day and I lasted for 3 hours. Listen, this is a bad situation. I tried to stop smoking weed. I lasted for 3 hours. Where's me Bible? I come up for that. But here, can you do me a favour, yeah? There's a fella called Straight Out Middlesbrough, yeah? Jamesy, and he needs 1 sub to hit 50 subs. So can you do me a big favour, Matty? Guys, if you're not up to Straight Out Manny 0161, can you do it? If you're not up to Straight Out Cabra, can you do it? If you're not up to Straight Out Clondalkin, can you do it? If you're not up to Straight Out Scunthorpe, can you do it? If you're not up to Straight Out of Edinburgh, can you do it? Do you see where I'm going with this? And everybody, once you, like I said, yeah, I'll make personalised shorts for you. You don't need to pay membership to no channel. Come in here, say hello, be respectful, sub to everybody else, and here, I'll help you for free. And I can guarantee you, listen, this is just growing. This is like a little weed plant, a female one. Well, it's a bit more than that, but it's not a plant. It's more like a seed. It's more like grass seed, and I've been planting them. You know, to grow a garden, basically. You know, like I said, the amount of people on YouTube that have mental health issues, the amount of people that have alcohol issues, the amount of people that are drug addicts, you're all welcome in here. Who the fuck are we to judge? Here, there's only one, here, may I show you something, right? The only cunt that can judge us, yeah, is above our head, and his name is God. You know, everybody's welcome in here, and everybody knows what I'm like from the cesspit. I never fucked anybody over on here in my life, but I've had a few cunts fuck me over on here and took the piss. And I told you, I'll grow this channel, I'll build it, and they will come. Do you know anything about building channels, networking with other channels? In our community, 33% of the people are good, 33 are bad, and the other 33 are ugly, right? You have loads of people calling out each other. And can I just say this real quick? Shout out to Liam for fighting Prime TV, is it? He's fighting somebody. I have to give it to that lad, yeah? He's a fucking good lad, Liam. I think his name is LGB. What's his name? Fighting Prime. I know his name is Liam and he's from Manchester and he's fighting this week, I think, or he's fighting soon. But he fought Kudu, didn't he? So I wish him the best of luck. I like Liam, he's a good lad. You know, he's a good lad. He's a family man. I've a lot of time for him. He's a good guy. So, bro, I'm rooting for you. I hope you win your fight. You know, right, if I could have grown this channel a total different way, right, LGB Prime Fighter. Brilliant. Nottingham. No, bro, I'm not on here to entertain you, you know. It's like, but, nah, listen, I like Liam. He's got good qualities, you know, he's got redeeming qualities. He's a good dad. He's game as fuck. You know, I like him. I think he's a good lad. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't, he's not one of the wankers on here, you know what I mean? Like afraid of his own shadow. You know, God, my God, I would fucking spark that cunt all day long. Easy. Mia, I don't need to train for nobody. A fight's a fight. You're either going to knock me out with one smack or it's going the other way. And listen to me, yeah? I'll read you. Do you understand? I'll smell you from across the ring. You know, high guard, listen to me, yeah? If you could beat me the way my dad used to beat me, I'd shake your fucking hand. You see, everybody said to me, Jude, you could have grown your channel years ago by calling everyone out. What would that achieve? What's that going to achieve? You know, once you go down that road of calling people out, you know, there's no going back. You know, and, you know, YouTube, like everybody, like, a lot of people want to see you fail and fall on your face, but here, my channel has never got stuck, and I've been independent for 3 years. I've not made a damn penny off YouTube, but I get nourishment out of seeing people listen to me. You know, I've had 94 psychiatric evaluations, section 3 times, complex PTSD, I'm certified psychotic, and I've got survivor's guilt. Me little brother's got bipolar, and me other brother is a schizophrenic. Me mother was a coping schizophrenic. So I think I know a little bit about mental fucking health. You know, because I lit a fire that for me. Hey, one morning I got up and did that underneath the bed. And in 6 hours, both of them were dead. But, yeah, I think I'm going to Emmy Live. But the way I say it is, it's like I have a belief system and I believe in myself. And there's nothing wrong with making money on YouTube, but you need to understand my angle. My agenda has never been about money. Hey, if this incognito, good morning tracks, if my motivation was money, why would I pause my channel's monetization? Why would I halt my channel's progress? Why would I stop me monetization? Did you ever ask yourself that? Hang on a minute. He's fucking not lying. He's the only guy on Air Circle on YouTube, the only one that paused his monetization. Bro, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to put a link up. And it's towards putting a gazebo together down in my ma's garden. It's like a location, and like I said, I even said to a couple of the mods, a few of them have said, you'll put up a PayPal, I'll donate €50, I'll donate 20. That's not a problem, bro. You know, when you help people out of the goodness of your heart, when the time comes, when you need our help, you can always ask. And I know loads of people that will, but bro, right at the moment, I don't have a PayPal. But I am going to put one up in a couple of weeks. But the bigger picture for me, all these channels that are changing their name to Straight Hour wherever, it's growing on a daily basis. Right, guys, listen, I'm going to Emmy Live, but like I said, the way I see it is, at the minute we've got 16 channels that are Straight Hour somewhere, and it all started here. It all started with Francie changing his channel's name to Straight Hour Cabaret. I said, Francie, change the name of your channel. His name was Francie06. I said, Francie, change your channel to Straight Out Cabaret. A week later, he's past 100 subs. You know, my way fucking works. All you need to do, if you want my help and you've got a small channel, change your channel's name to Straight Out Blackpool, Straight Out Liverpool, Straight Out Hartley fucking Pool. It doesn't matter. And I'll make personal shorts for your channel. I'll put your channel's name in the description of every video, every fucking short I make. Do you see where I'm going with this? And slowly, it's going to take off. And then there'll be 10, there'll be 20, there'll be 30, there'll be 40 channels that are straight out somewhere. And then I can open up a StreamYard. Super chats. All that nonsense. I always knew I'd get a reward in the end, but my reward is seeing everybody change the name of their channel and see them getting past some 50 subs and being able to talk about addiction, mental health, alcoholism, you know, and mental health labels, you know what I mean, without having to worry about people giving you a hard time for being yourself, you understand? It's like, and whether you like me or not, you know, nobody owes me fuck all on here. I did this because I wanted to do it. I wanted to help people. Do you understand? Because it's like I believe in community. I'm a fucking team player and I am the captain of this fucking ship. And it's like I said, you're straight out somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to bounce. I will be back later on. And thank you for coming in, guys. The way I see it is, in a few weeks, I've managed to help easy 20 channels. Okay? I'm doing my bit. It's called community service. And I'm doing this community a service. I don't have to do this. I'm the only channel that paused on monetization from the cesspit. Sorry, bro. I've missed what you said, but listen, I'm gonna have to go, guys, because my son's coming in, and yeah, I'll talk to you later, right? We away.